Guys, it's Carissa. I wanted to get on here and give you guys an update. As you can tell from the subject line, I have some good news and I have some bad news. You guys could probably tell by my absence that something was up. So we were trying really hard to tell my whole family that we're pregnant, and we didn't quite get that opportunity before we lost the baby. So I want to talk about the good things first, because I do feel really blessed that I actually got pregnant. The last round of Femara with the trigger shot worked. You know, as you could tell by the previous videos, my lining was perfect. The follicle released right at the right time. It was just all the numbers lined up, and you know, I just knew deep down that it would work, and it did. And the day, you know, I waited 14 days because it takes a while for the HCG trigger to get out of your system, so you can't test too early or you might get a negative. And I was the most fearful of that this time because it wouldn't have made any sense if it was negative. So I decided I was actually gonna wait. I was not the usual crazy lady, take a million pregnancy tests. I waited until day 14 and took a pregnancy test, and it was positive. Clearly positive. It was dark line. Like, it was so cool to see that line. And I was just like in shock. Like, I looked at it like, what? Like, this is really happening? Even though I expected it, I was just like, this is unreal. Like, this is actually happening. And it was just so cool. And the next day I got my blood drawn, and they checked my HCG level, and she called and left me a message, and she's like, I just want to say congratulations. You are pregnant. Your HCG level is positive. So it was like the coolest news ever, and getting an opportunity to share, you know, that we're pregnant with, you know, our parents and our family and, you know, some of our closest friends. It was just so cool. It was so cool to be able to finally tell them that I am pregnant, because it's like they ask, or they just know that it's just not working for a long, long time. So it was really cool to be able to share that with them and just tell them that I'm pregnant. And, you know, it was a really great 6 weeks. Like, you could tell immediately. You could really just tell that something is off with your body. Like the heightened sense of smell. The things that you wonder when you're trying to conceive and you've never been pregnant. Like, I wonder what these things are like. And, you know, I'm really blessed that I do know, because I know sometimes women can try forever, and whatever they do, they can't get pregnant on their own, or they can't ever be pregnant. They can't ever have a baby. So it's like 10, 15 years of trying, and it's just not possible for them. So I feel really blessed that even though it was a short-lived pregnancy, I got to experience that. And like the heightened sense of smell, that is weird. It is like you have superpowers or something. Like, you can smell something that is all the way across the room. It happened over and over and over again, and you're just like, whoa, this is nuts. And just feeling your hormones and your body change. And my face, I expected to be really broken out. At least that's what the What to Expect app said, is that it would be worse than when you're a teenager. But my skin immediately cleared up, and I was just like, wow, like, my skin looks amazing. How is this possible? So that was really cool. And I had a lot of cramping, meaning that, you know, your uterus is expanding, and I felt bloated, and just I didn't feel very well, and I was just so happy to be not feeling well. I've never been so happy to be feeling so crappy. So it was just really, really cool. And I felt like I had like a gift. Like I had been given the most priceless gift that you could ever receive. And I don't know, it just felt really special and it was so cool. And I would just like walk around smiling all the time, and I'm just like, you could not get the smile off my face. It was just this priceless news. And it didn't hit me. It took a while to be like, you know, I'm actually pregnant. It was my husband and I, we were like talk in the car as we're going to places, and we'd go for walks and talk about us being parents and being pregnant. And one day he said to me, he's like, this is just so weird. It's like we're talking about somebody else, because we have talked about somebody else for almost 2 years, and it's just like so crazy. Like we're talking about us, like we're gonna have a baby. It was so cool. And you know, we started to turn the office into a nursery and went, you know, I got boxes and stuff from my sister with maternity clothes, and just trying to organize the baby stuff, and it was really cool. It was really cool. And you know, I took every precaution. I was just really careful with myself. I just took really good care of myself, and somehow it didn't work out. So we found out for sure that I was pregnant on October 1st, and over the next 2 weeks we were on a hunting trip, and also you know, just sharing the news with family and friends. And on October 15th I woke up in the morning and I had spotting, and I know that that's normal. So I sent a email to my doctor and just said, hey, spotting I know is normal, but I just wanted to check in with you, you know. And an hour later it was just like massive amounts of blood. And I watch YouTube videos about miscarriages and stillbirths and like all of these things that can happen because I want to know. You can hear trends in what happens and how people know what's going on. And I've always heard, you just know. And I was just bleeding so much. There was just so much blood, and I just knew. So I sent another email and I said, I'm going to be calling you. I need to come in today. And she said, yeah, we definitely need to do an emergency ultrasound. So, you know, I left and went to my appointments for the morning, and it was just really difficult because, you know, I knew, and I had to pull myself together and just try to act like nothing's going on, you know, because it's not like I want to break down in front of, you know, my brand new clients. So the morning time was really hard, and I was just waiting for 3 o'clock to get there. I just needed 3 o'clock to get there as soon as possible. So it was, you know, 2:15, and we're heading up to go see the fertility specialist, and thank goodness my husband was able to come with me. I just told him, I was like, you know, I just know. And he said, it's gonna be okay, you know, we could be totally wrong. You know, you really don't know until we confirm, so don't freak yourself out. We'll just wait until the ultrasound, and it'll just be what it is, and we'll take it from there. And that wasn't what I wanted to hear, so I just wanted somebody to just be like, yeah, this is happening, or, you know, you have reason to be worried. So I called my sister, and I just told her I was so scared and that I was not ready for this, and I didn't want this. And she just said, you know, everything happens for a reason, and I don't know what the reason is because you took every single precaution and you've taken really good care of yourself, and you didn't do anything that could have been detrimental. And when we got to the doctor, I just knew, and I just wanted her to just say it. And I've heard that some ladies, their doctor, like, will scan around for a while and not say anything, and people come in and out and they are not saying anything, but it was immediate. She put the ultrasound machine and looked around, and there's just nothing. There's no sac, there's nothing. And she just frankly said, "Carissa, it looks like you had a miscarriage." And she was talking a lot after that and giving measurements to the lady who records them, and it was just like total blur. Like, oh my God, this is happening to me? Like, how is this happening? Like, it's really weird because you hear about this stuff happening to other people, but you never think that it's going to happen to you. And then it does, and then you're like, oh my God, what do I do? Like, this is really happening. So I was just numb, and we left the office, and they were so nice there. They, hugged me, and they just said, "I'm so sorry, Carissa, we're going to try again. It wasn't your body that did this because all of your levels were perfect. It was likely a chromosomal abnormality." And I don't know if that's just like a blanket statement that they say to make you feel better, but she just said, "It's not you. You're very healthy, and you responded really well to the Femara and the HCG trigger shot. So if you'd like to do that again, we need to wait for your HCG level to go back down, and then we can try again." She said, "But in the meantime, I know that this is not what you want, and I'm just really sorry." So there's nothing more that they can really say. They can just apologize and just be like, "Hey, you're going to be okay. It's going to be okay." But it's really like a hush-hush subject. And I, for some reason, thought that it would help to hear about it happening to other people, but it doesn't. It doesn't help because they don't have the same situation. They haven't been trying for a baby for almost 2 years. They don't have the same situation. I don't know, it doesn't help. It doesn't help to hear about other people's situations. That's why I kind of seek out the videos myself, because I know who would be able to relate. But, I do understand that it happened for a reason, and I don't really have an explanation. I wish that I did. The first time that I lost the baby on my 3rd round of Clomid, it made sense to me because my lining was too thin and it just couldn't support the baby. So this time it makes absolutely no sense, and that's really difficult to cope with. Like, I know that I didn't do anything that could have jeopardized this pregnancy, and it didn't work out. So I just have to know that there is a master plan, and God knows what he's doing. And thankfully, my husband was able to stay home from work this last week, and we just really spent time together and just talked about this. So that's probably why I can get through this video without crying my eyes out, because pretty sure all my tears have been cried out. It's just really rough to deal with. There's nothing that anyone can do. And the worst part is losing the baby, because obviously we planned on doing Christmas announcements, and I would have, I'd be rocking a little baby bump for the holidays, and we were thinking about doing Valentine's Day pictures, because that's about the time we would have found out the gender. And I don't know, there's like all of the planning is just like delayed and gone, and we're just gonna start over and keep trying and try again. And thankfully I'm pretty resilient, so we can get through this, but it's not what I expected. And having to tell everybody that we lost the baby is, God, that's hard to say. Having to tell everyone was really hard because when you finally tell your parents that they're going to be grandparents after so long, it means a lot to you, and it means a lot to them. And, you know, to be able to tell my sister that she's going to be an auntie, and my friends and stuff that have really been there for me, it's just really difficult to have to tell them that it didn't work out. And now I understand why people wait until it's like the safe zone, because that is miserable having to tell people, and it's really sad, and it just sucks. It just sucks. But like I said, I'm pretty resilient, and even though this is not what I want, it's what was supposed to happen in some way or another. It doesn't make it easier to deal with. I just need to understand that it happened for a reason. So that's what's going on right now. I'm going to go get my blood drawn on Wednesday, and which is the day that I was supposed to have my first ultrasound and hear the baby's heartbeat, which is really crushing to me. But I'm going there to make sure that my HCG is at a level 0 so that we can kind of restart. And I'm just gonna start another round of Femara as soon as my next cycle starts, and yeah, just try this again. Just start over and try again. There's nothing else I can do, you know. I thought about taking a break for a while, and I don't want to take a break. I'll just work hard and keep doing this, and just it will happen when it's supposed to happen, and I'll have my take-home baby when I'm supposed to. And I just need to trust that. So, sorry for the kind of long-winded video. There's no easy way to make this video, and I tried to make it a couple days ago, and I couldn't. I just cried the whole time, and I wasn't able to talk very well and put words together. So, this was my best shot. I want to tell you guys thank you so much for being there. This is really hard. This is hard to deal with. This whole trying to conceive and getting pregnant and losing the baby twice in a row. It's just really hard to deal with. You know, along with everything else that happens in your life, it's just really difficult. But I appreciate having a community and, you know, people that really care and just are there for you and are like, hey, you're gonna be okay, it's gonna be okay, you know, we love you very much and we'll do anything for you, even though there's nothing that anyone can really do. It just means a lot to have great friends and family and this TTC community where people understand that this stuff happens, and you know, it's a place where we can share our story and support each other. So please keep us in your prayers, and I'll keep you guys posted on what's next and how my second round of Femara goes. And I hope that we get a positive again, but I know that it will happen when it's supposed to happen in God's time. So in the meantime, thanks for watching my video, and I wish I had better news. I wish I was doing my 7-week bump date this week, but it just is not in the cards. So, but it is, it will be really nice. You know, it'll be a kind of a burden, not a burden, but like it's been heavy on my heart that I have not been able to upload a video, so this will make me feel better to share with you guys what's going on. So that's it for now. I hope you guys have an awesome, productive week ahead, and I'll keep you guys posted. I love you guys.